In this exercise tutorial, I'm going to be taking you through a half kneeling face pull on a cable machine. So firstly, if you've never used a cable machine before, what you're looking for is the rope attachment. And at the top of this rope attachment, we've got a little hole, and the hole is where we're going to pop open the carabiner of the cable, and we're going to pop in that rope attachment to the cable machine. Once you've done that, on the opposing side of the cable machine, you won't be able to see this on the camera, there's a little pin mechanism. And I'm going to pop this pin mechanism out, and I'm then going to bring and slide this down. How I know this would be in the right position for me is when I come into my half kneeling position, I want this rope in a position where it's in line with my face. So I could tell right now, okay, that's going to be too low because it's in line with my chest. Another thing to think about is if you've never done this before, you've never done this exercise, start off with a really low weight. So you can pop the pin out, pick the selected weight that you think is appropriate for you, but just make sure you don't go too heavy if you've never done the exercise before. Now, in terms of how to start the exercise, I've now got this at face height. You'll notice, a half kneeling position, 90-degree bend at both of my knees. And I want to be in a position when I start where my arms are completely straight. So I know I've got to walk back until I've got my arms straight. In this position, I'm bracing my core and glutes. And I want you to think of bringing the elbows directly back and out away from your body. So I'm not just coming like this with the cable, not just bringing my hands back. The elbows come into a position where they flare out. I'm trying to squeeze my shoulder blades as I do each repetition. And I want you to focus on trying to keep those elbows in a position where they're nice and high, but don't start using your lower back and your hips to try and cheat through the movement. So from a front-on perspective to the camera, I've got an underhand grip. I come into that 90-90 position with my knees. From here, I want you to think of, okay, the hands are in a position where they're pretty much just above or in line of ears. And in terms of that elbow position, you're coming to a point where the elbow is beyond the position of your shoulder. You're really trying to squeeze your shoulder blades during each repetition. Some people like to play around with the settings. So they like to do a high to low variation, a low to high variation. This is your normal standard variation at face height. That's how to do a face pull with a half kneeling position. You'd repeat that for your desired reps and sets.